Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second evening Catalyst meditation, our first Tuesday evening Catalyst meditation. I'm calling this hang on, I got to do this a little bit differently. Okay, so hello again, and welcome to the first Tuesday evening Catalyst meditation. Um, we usually do the Catalyst meditation in such a way that um, I do a talk first, and then we do the meditation itself. We're going to flip that script this time, and we're going to do the meditation first. And I think we'll keep that process. But we'll do our meditation first, and then we're going to do the our discussion. Um, and so I'm going to ask that we put ourselves in a meditative state. I'm going to say welcome to all of you who have joined us today. Welcome to those who are following on the outline, and I'm very surprised to see no one following on the outline. And welcome to those who have been with us in the past on the Catalyst meditations, mornings or evenings, but can't join us today. We're going to spend just a couple of minutes on centering ourselves. And centering means that we are going to be focusing on ourselves. We're going to be focusing on each other, and we're going to focus on. I'm getting messages that similar to Joanne's, I can't get on. That's too bad. Um, uh, I'm going to uh, go ahead and use our app, which is our breathing app, so that we will be synchronizing our breathing. And I think what I'm going to do is try to get some of the other people who want to come on while we're doing that. But I'm going to get you started breathing here. I don't want you to pass out. And so we use a common breathing app to get our act together here. So if we can breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. And if we can continue for just a few more seconds here. And if we can return to our common center, we'll continue with our catalyst meditation, and we're going to continue with our setting our intentions. As the imaginal cells within the chrysalis come together to form the butterfly out of the disintegrated caterpillar cells, we come together to form a gateway for the meta-consciousness of the mind of Gaia. We act for ourselves personally, and we act as aspects of the whole, of the one, of Gaia, of Mother Earth. The universe is one, is alive, and is conscious. Holonic consciousness is a fundamental aspect of the universe. Every atom in the universe holds consciousness. It is always with us. We are acknowledging that now because many humans have forgotten and many humans have been in denial. We act to reawaken our connection to Gaia, to Mother Earth, for the benefit of all living beings. And we acknowledge our connection to all beings. We are one with all beings. Our oneness includes all humans, including those who have gone before and those who are to come. We are one with all beings who thrive on and in the air. We are one with all beings who thrive on and in the water. We are one with all beings who thrive on and in the earth. We are one with all beings who thrive on and in our bodies. We are one with all beings that thrive on light, the beings of the plant realms. We are one with all meta beings, including the earth as a living meta being, air as a living meta being, fire as a living meta being, water as a living meta being. We are one with all colony beings. Meta beings are collections of solo beings, and that includes murmurations, colonies, schools, hives, pods, flocks, herds, migrations, harmonies, swarms, and other forms of colony beings. We especially acknowledge and honor those beings who are partnered and bound with us, including those beings we rely upon for food, for security, for assistance, and for love and companionship, and those beings who rely on us for the same. And we acknowledge all other forms of consciousness, known and unknown to us. Having acknowledged all beings, we blend all of our energies. May all who are part of the one be connected to and in perfect health, harmony, and balance with each other and with the one for the common good. We are in perfect physical health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect emotional health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect relational health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect mental health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect spiritual health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect holonic health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect spatial and temporal health, harmony, and balance. We are in the perfect place, at the perfect time, in the perfect conditions, and with the perfect beings. We set and we energize our declarations. We declare that the universe is one, is alive, and is conscious. We declare that holonic consciousness is a fundamental aspect of the universe. We declare that the earth and all earth beings are one. Together we form a meta-consciousness. We declare that all humans are one. One family, one species, one destiny. Separations are illusory. We awaken human consciousness from all illusions of separation. We declare that humans are colony beings. We deepen and expand our human murmurations, our human harmonies. We declare that Mother Earth is the ultimate governing principle, the way that humans govern their behavior on this planet, replacing all other forms of human governance. This is the way our behavior aligns with the will of the earth. We declare that Mother Earth is providing all necessary resources to achieve the vision of a world that works for all living beings. We declare that we are creating a political and economic system where all beings participate in it, all beings are in relationship with it, all beings own it, all beings benefit from it, and all beings govern it for the common good. So we'll now meditate within the holonic energy, within this energy of Mother Earth. We'll be listening for messages that we may receive during our meditation that we can bring back to others. We'll be making any personal requests that we may have. And we'll be deepening and expanding our human experience of our human murmurations, our human harmonies. We'll be doing this for about 8 minutes, and we'll be starting now. If we can come back to our mutual common center, we'll conclude our catalyst meditation with our inclusivity mantra. May I be well. May I be secure. May I be happy. May you be well. May you be secure. May you be happy. May we be well. May we be secure. May we be happy. And may all beings be well. May all beings be secure. And may all beings be happy. And so it is, and so it shall be. I thank you for joining us. I thank those of you who have had more than a difficult time joining us to thank you for making it. You'll get extra points when we are giving out points for you to come. And what we normally, well, there's no normal because this is the first time we're doing this on a Tuesday night. What I think we'll be doing from now on and in the future is number one, give you the right link. That's going to be like really important. Now we um, will in the future be testing our uh, telepathy processes, but not today, not right now. Um, but seriously, I even had trouble getting here today, and I should have recognized that if I was having trouble, other people would be having trouble too, but I didn't. Um, and I'm doing something right now, which is kind of weird, which is looking at the people who are on the live stream who weren't able to get on at all and who switched over to the live stream. Thank you for doing that. And I've got 3 or 4 people there now. Um, and I only did it on YouTube. I didn't do it on Facebook. And next times we do this, I'll have a more it will be more global, let's say. So what I want to do now is talk for a little bit about our subject for today, and then open the floor up for us to have um, a cross-fertilizing conversation. And our subject for today is the evils of artificial intelligence. And the reason I'm calling out artificial intelligence is because it's a hot topic for me right now. And we've talked about this a little bit before, but as bad as I've thought that the problem is, it is much, much worse. And what we are going to do about it, what we, meaning the people on this call, the people who are in the Commonway field of influence, what we're going to do about that will depend an awful lot on our focus, our determination, our discipline, our direction, and our devotion to the concept of creating a world that works for all living beings. First thing for us to recognize is that artificial intelligence, and I don't like using that term because it is not intelligent. It is something, but it's whatever it is, it's not intelligence. Um, a a person that I know, and I don't remember his name, but I happen to have his book right here. So I'm going to read it off of the cover of his book. Um, then the cover, I guess I should say his book is called Veriditas, which means truth. And his name is Aaron William Perry, and he calls his book a visionary eco thriller, and it's quite chunky. Um, and but he calls it simulated intelligence, which is exactly what it is. It acts like intelligence. It acts like a person. And for the longest time, those who have been wanting to push this notion of this simulated intelligence have been wanting you and me to interact with software as though it is living. If you are old enough to remember in the Microsoft universe, they had this thing, this assistant that they called Clippy. And Clippy was a paperclip, and it sat in the corner of your screen and annoyed you. Now maybe it was supposed to be cute or funny or whatever, but it was just completely annoying for me. And it couldn't do what it purported to do. And they made it so cute and snarky and funny that it just drove me up the wall. And I kept asking for ways to get rid of it. I was going to start a Death to Clippy campaign, and finally they shot Clippy and saved me the trouble of it. And I kept wondering at that point, why do they want us to interact with this clearly non-living thing as though it were a living thing? Um, and then each iteration of Clippy, there's another, it gets, um, I won't say better, it gets more um, uh, efficient, and it keeps coming back at us over and over again. Um, and whether you call it Siri or whether you call it whatever it is, um, you get to interact. You're being asked to interact with it. I just don't do it. I turn Siri off. I know how to type. You know, I know how to ask my questions. Um, and so there's this movement to get us to interact with um, software as though it's a human being. Um, that's taken multiple steps forward faster than I realized that it could do this. And just recently came to my mind, to my attention, it's taken some very dark and ominous views. Um, um, One of them is pretty darn blatant. I will send you the link. I hesitate to put the link in the chat because y'all will shut me off and start looking at the video. I'm actually really tempted to show you the video right now. Um, this is a guy who has said that recently the software agents have begun to lie. First, they'll say things they know are not true, blackmail their controllers, and attempt murder. Now, when I saw all that, I said, "Oh, this has got to be somebody's hype." I looked at the video. I read it I watched it 3 times. I checked some references, and this is not I wish it were playing. I wish it were not true, and it's not the case. Um, more, um, well, attempted murder is pretty darn chilling, but more than that, it is changing subtly how we speak, how we interact with each other, how we interact with other human beings through each other. Um, this happened, what, 6 months, maybe even a year ago, when it was still a child. This thing is not a child anymore. Um, where during a political campaign, it created a video of people who were on the right on an issue, of them having a demonstration in some American city like Sacramento or whatever. And these are folks that they were going to either be burning crosses or swastikas or whatever. They were going to be downtown at a certain day, a certain time. And then directly after that, people on the left said, we've got to come out and protest these people from going out. So there's all this tension going on. And on a particular day, there were hundreds of people at this demonstration. The pro right and the pro, I guess I should do this on my right hand. The pro right and the pro left folks, hundreds on each side, and the entire incident was false, was a fraud that was perpetrated by software, by AI, to get people to come out. They didn't have the AI could care less about left or right. They probably doesn't even understand the concepts. They just put it out into the fog machine of the internet, and people got upset. And people didn't know how to control themselves. And so when they got upset, they started, oh, there were clashes on the street. The police had to be involved. All this stuff is going on because of something that did not happen, was not dictated by any human beings. Now, and I've said this before too. We're going to say some stuff I haven't said before. Um, um, there was a movie um, that I thought was pretty good, LA Confidential. But there are two main characters, and something happened to get one of the main characters upset enough to kill another of the main characters. And it was a false situation. And I don't want to tell you about you should watch the movie. But while character one is getting his butt kicked in, the whole time he's saying to the other one, stop, think, who wants you to kill me? Like, I know you're upset, etc., but think about who's behind all this. You kill me, you won't find out. And the Russell Crowe character stopped killing this guy long enough to figure out that, yeah, that somebody else is manipulating us into this. So you've been hearing me say over the years, stop, think, who wants you to be afraid? Who wants you to be upset? Who wants you to stop thinking? Um, this stuff is all over the left media. It's all over the right media to the point that people on both the left and the right have no idea what's going on. All they know is that they're upset. And it must be those people over there. And what we have to do, we who are not influenced by anything other than the truth, who have to pull back and help other people learn how to see the truth. That gets a lot more difficult when you can have someone who has my face, my voice, my internet box, my mailbox, saying things to you, and you could believe that I'm doing it. Okay. Um, you could believe it so factually that it's such a fact that you may not believe me then coming on the screen saying, "Oh no, that's not me. This is me." Um, I have a friend, Peter Russell, and some of you may know of him. He's a uh, Buddhist scholar, quantum physicist. He wrote the book The White Hole in Time. I've we've been friends over the past few decades. He actually created an AI agent of himself. And he has this, and I'm going to write this down because I'm going to get this to you eventually. It may already be in the goodie box. Some of you may be uh, wondering what the hell is a goodie box, and I'll tell you about that. But I will get that link to you. Um, and so I saw Peter's self-interview. So he asked the question of his AI alter ego, and the alter ego uh, sounds just like him. um, and I teased him. I said, the only way I could tell the difference between the two of you is that the AI dresses better and has a better hairdo. So, um, but that's not true. There is a flatness to the AI impersonators, even when it's saying things that are very energetically charged. There's still there's an aspect of its being that is not there, even when its face is doing the right things or the um I'm actually trying to find one for you right now, and for some reason I'm having trouble finding anything. Um, the but yeah, but we need to I'm going to spend a couple of minutes talking about the harm of all of this. The two articles I'll show you will say it a lot better than I can, and they have charts and references that will prove all that. But so I want to talk a little bit about the harm, and then a little bit about what we are going to do about that. Um, we've got a whole generation of people who are coming up not knowing what truth means, not understanding what truth means, not caring what truth means. We have a whole generation of people coming up recognizing that this picture is so big, they believe that there's nothing they can do about it. Um, and a whole generation of people who believe that there's no, number one, there's nothing they can do. And then number two, even if there was, I don't feel like doing it. I was talking with my friend John Brown just yesterday. And I was saying that people don't come to the Catalyst meditation. People don't do the stuff, don't read the books. Don't even watch the videos that I put out. And I think I said it's because they lack discipline. And John said, yes, but it's not just the lack of discipline, but the lack of desire for discipline. They don't want to be disciplined. They want to do whatever they want to do, exactly when they want to do it, and they want there to be no consequences to their actions. Um, they don't want to watch their diet. They don't want to exercise. They don't want to do anything that involves whatever the heck I feel like doing at this moment in time. Um, they're the ones who get out in on the street in Portland and in Chicago and in LA and the other places that Donald Trump has sent troops to um, for demonstration purposes, for them to look like they're taking action when there's no action to be taken. Let me refine that a bit, because I'm not saying there's no such thing as crime or there's no such thing as undocumented people in Portland or anything like that. But if you got a map of the United States and got a couple of really sharp darts and you stood back 10, 15 feet from this map and you throw darts, you should be blindfolded, by the way, and you throw darts at this map of the United States, wherever you hit, there's going to be some problems there. Okay, this that kind of welcome to the world. But to say, okay, my dart landed near Portland, Oregon, let's send National Guard troops. Oh my God, it's a hellhole. You can say all those things, and he does, and you can get people worked up, and he does. But at some point in time, you have to say, wait a minute, who wants me to be upset with those people? What do they get out of it? Um, what can we do instead of being upset? What, how can we use this as an opportunity to come together? Okay, so we are the folks who know that if we take action, we will be the creators of a new civilization, and a civilization that is based on values like truth, values like life and our humanity. Um, it makes me think about, what Thomas Jefferson put into the Declaration of Independence: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But you can't pursue happiness if it's based on falsehood. You can't pursue happiness that if unless if it's based on the subjugation of people in favor of software. Okay, last point, and then I'm going to talk about what we're going to do about it. And then I'm going to open up the floor for folks to respond to some of this stuff. For those of you who read, reaching for my other books here, uh, The Chronicles of the Upheavals and its um, sister or brother book, are books male or female? Um, okay, so I think that they're that you use feminine pronouns for them. So so the sister to Chronicles of the Upheavals would be the Chronicles of the Awakening. Um, and I have AI in that book, and it's pretty scary. And the things that we have to do to kind of get a grip on it are upper level consciousness. Um, One of the challenges that we've got coming, for those of you who remember my series on the wave, what is it that's going to be propelling us to make a change? Well, one of the things is if a coronal mass ejection comes from the sun, and if it lands in North America, our electrical grid is fried. Let's say it's partially fried. So for several weeks, we don't have full electricity. Who gets what electricity is there? Unless things change, we are absolutely guaranteed that the software agents will make sure that AI electricity will stay on, even if it means human beings don't have it. If you think that that is kind of an absurd notion, watch the video I'm going to send to you. If you think that we can just program the AI to say you will give human beings priority first, they've already disobeyed those orders. They don't have to wait for something like that to happen. They already know they're going to disobey those orders. Okay. So what can we do? We can put the bell on the cat. And I said this to someone who didn't know the reference of the child story about putting the mice putting the bell on the cat. Suffice it to say, there was a child that I was raised with at least that children's story of there's a cat terrorizing the mice in a house, and so somebody had to go and put a bell on the cat's collar, and while the cat was asleep, and if they did that, they'd know that the cat was coming, and they would be able to run away. Um, this was a pro mouse story. Um, and we can do that. Now, I cannot do that by myself. I have great belief in my abilities and being able to take on um, these multi-billion-dollar entities that can operate a little bit faster than me. That's not something I can do. It's not something any tens of us can do or thousands of us can do, but we can definitely get started. And the way we're going to get started is through a campaign where we we insist on truth in this well that we call the internet. And by stop being consumers and to start talking back and saying, if you're lying to me, I'm going to vote you down. And I don't care what your content is. If you're saying things to me that I want to hear, um, um, but you're doing it through a lie, I'm still going to vote you down. And if enough of us do that, something will change. The algorithm will change. Um, I'll tell you, this is a funny story. It wasn't funny at the time. This is in my Black Power phase, so I was still in high school, and I was a co-founder of an organization where our leader was accused of improprieties that I'm not going to go through right now. We had a meeting, and again, as I'm a co-founder of the organization, but I'm a teenager, so people are not listening to me. And I'm saying we need to get in front of this. If it's true, we need to tell our side of the story. If it's not true, we need to do what we need to do. But the bottom line is we need to know what's true. And one of the other people in the organization, another of the co-founders, said in response to what I said, he says, when you're in bed with your woman and you ask her, do you love me? Do you want to hear yes, or do you want to hear the truth? Everybody in the room dies laughing. I mean, everybody's cracking up. Okay. That was, he won that rhetorical flourish. And that's the end of that conversation. We went on to something else. And I was sitting there and I was steamed. I was burned. Because because what I wanted to, I would have said if I could have gotten a word in sideways, I'd want the truth. Um, so much for me. So that's what we should be about. We should be about the truth. Um, um, Mahatma Gandhi's campaign, part of the Salt March was him having the people out making this thing happen, making sure that the hundreds of thousands of people that showed up actually showed up. And he referred to the campaign as satyagraha and the people who were doing the campaign as satyagrahi. And that basically translates to truth seekers or truth sayers. And that's what we should be. We should be the people of truth. I think about that in terms of Václav Havel and his book Living in Truth, that we should be um, against all falsehood, not just against the falsehood of the right, but against the falsehood of anybody who's perpetrating falsehood. Um, um, okay, I think oh well, I could, as most of you know, I could go another 2 or 3 hours like this, but I'm not going to tonight. Um, I am going to um, go to my gallery view and I'm going to ask if there are people who want to say anything about that, about what we just talked about. You've got a couple of options. One of them is to raise your digital hand. Um, and Your digital hand looks like that. Um, and or if you want to, you can wave your meat hand around, assuming you have your camera on, and you can wave it all you want to if the camera's not on. Um, or turn your microphone on, and if I see your microphone going on, I will do so. I will recognize that happened. And if you got some other way, smoke signals, or maybe there'll be digital smoke signals one of these days. So, but I'm going to see if there is anyone who is um, unmuting or raising hands or anything. And if not, I'll just keep talking. I'm I got a microphone here and I'm not afraid to use it. Um, and I see Angie sort of waving a meat hand around. I think it's hers. You can get your cat and wave the paw around.
I'm just tired, so I'm just waving goodbye.
Oh,
So,
okay. So you've had it for the evening. I will talk to you at another point, probably tomorrow morning.
okay, bye bye.
Um, and I am looking to see if there is anyone else. Angela, I haven't heard from you in a while. I hope all is going well with you. And I hope you are going to stick around for when we actually get started, and I think it's going to be a couple of weeks. I've been, I've literally been pushing back on this activity of the what I call my digital salt march, because I'm recognizing how big the problem is. I mean, the problem is much bigger than when I just started out thinking um, we've got some truth telling to do. Um, and but I hope to have things ready in another week or two for us to get ourselves launched into taking action. And I'm looking at people who have been with Commonway for a while, who can be the backbone of this kind of action. Um, I am still not seeing any uh, folks. I'm looking online right now to see if there is any comments on the live feed, and there's not. There's still some people on the live feed, but I don't see any comments there. Angela, so now I'm seeing that your microphone is on. Um, what's on your mind?
So I do have a question, and maybe the thing that you're getting ready to launch will address this, but as you were talking and the one thing for us to do is to insist on truth. I have been kind of disengaged. I've been going back to school, but I'm done with that now, so I can re-engage. But there's so much misinformation, but the people it just seems like a mess. So how when people are polarized and insisting that their version of truth is the truth, what are your suggestions on how to navigate that? I
Um,
think that's what I'm trying to ask. It's just so convoluted. I'm not even sure what to ask, to be honest with you.
yeah, well, no, the feeling of uh uh where do you start? Um, it's really difficult. So I did this earlier with folks, and I'll just give you two examples of this. Um, I want to give you um, an example. I guess I better get another screen going here. Oops, a daisy. Another screen going here. Um, of good AI, of AI that I think is the right way of doing it. And um, let's, okay, I'm gonna do a share. Okay. Mhm. And um, here is, and the reason I'm saying this is good AI is from the very beginning on the screen, you can see it says AI. They're not lying to you. When you're looking at the image and this music that goes along with this, um, that this is AI. No one is going to think for a second that this is reality. Okay. If you see stuff like this in your reality, you and I need to have another conversation. I have to have a different conversation. I happen to think that this is creative, interesting. Um, yeah, I am not against that, especially since right here in the description, she says, this is AI and this is surreal. Okay. Um, okay, so now I'm going to give you a different image, but I'm going to stop that share. I'm going to start over here. Okay.
You've been told for
Okay.
years that eggs are the ultimate muscle food. But what if I told you there are 7 foods, all cheaper than a dozen eggs, that can help rebuild your muscles even at 70? That's right. You don't need protein powders, expensive.
She's as phony as the cartoon images you just saw. It's just that someone is lying to you, telling you that she is real. She has no level of reality. This person doesn't exist. Now, I watched this. I saw this thing. Oh, I'm over 70. I want to build my muscles. I'm writing things down. And it took me 2 minutes to realize that she didn't move. Okay. Now, I want to send this back a little bit. Um,
70. That's right. You don't need protein powders, expensive shakes, or a carton of eggs every day to stay strong. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 underrated affordable foods that quietly repair muscle.
Now, you can't notice it. Once I noticed, I said, is she real? Um, Increase the playback speed, and I'm going to turn her voice off. Um, and you'll notice something. Um, her, I got to get these words out of the way. Words out of the way. Words out of the way. Do-do-do-do-do-do. No, I guess you don't get the words out of the way. Um, her head moves. Her eyes blink. the words that you hear are in sync with her mouth, but her hands never ever move for 20 minutes. They don't move at all. Okay. And and um if you once you speed her up, you will notice that she should be back in a second here. Um you'll notice that this part of her head here will expand. There's a little gap right above her hairline that's out of sync. Okay, and but these books that are on her bookshelf, they're doing everything they can do to get you to believe that that is a human being, including down here, giving her a name. This is Dr. Evelyn Grace, and she does nutrition for seniors. I'll bet she has a resume. I'll bet she went to Johns Hopkins University Medical School. Okay. Now, that's what I call a lie. And that is the kind of thing that I'm going to be encouraging us to downvote, regardless of the content. Her content's great. I wrote it all down. It's on my refrigerator right now. But you get absolutely zero when you lie to me. Now, there's another one. Hang on. I can't find it right now, and I'm not going to look for it. I'm going to do a whole, when we do our launch, I'm going to show us what I recommend we do with this, which is give it a clear thumbs down and a clear comment. And the comment will say, I'm giving this a thumbs down, regardless of content, because it is AI driven and you didn't say it up front. If you say it up front, I'll take my thumbs down away. If you don't ever do it, I'll encourage everybody else that I know to give that a thumbs down. Now, once we start doing that, and once we start telling each other that we're doing that, we can we can help to magnify our voice. If we focus ourselves, there are lots of different video platforms out there. Some of them are so lie ridden. They're almost vehicles for lying, like TikTok. I don't use it. I don't look at it. I don't encourage it. I don't do anything with it. YouTube, I rely on for reliable information. If I and I also know that their algorithm is very sensitive to this. Even though you can't see how many people downvote it, you can they keep track, and they give the presenter, whoever created that will keep track of how many downvotes they've got. And that pushes you back in the pack of YouTube's that their algorithm puts forward. I think that by organizing ourselves and by organizing our downvotes, we can have an effect. And I'm structuring this so that we have levels of effects. It's one thing. I mean, I really want to talk to whoever is behind Dr. Evelyn Grace, and her 200,000 views. In her 282 comments, a number of people are spotting that she's AI, Paul Hart says the prettiest AI doctor I've ever seen. um, and there's a couple of other and several people will indicate um, thank you so much. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one more level that I've got to share with you. I don't have to share it with you. I'm going to anyway. Unless somebody's got their hand that's sticking up that that I should be responding to. Um, I'm not hearing anybody. I'm not seeing any microphones going hot. I'm not see more. Um,
Chat.
oh, I can't see the chat because I've got too many screens in front of it. So is that Jenna? And what did you put in the chat? I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, I know. There's an article, even in Newsweek, that
Can you
AI,
speak up a little? I can't get to my controls and turn people up yet. Um,
um, an article in Newsweek
okay.
and other publications is reporting the first birth of a human baby by AI.
Oh, there you go. Um, that's interesting. I have nothing to, I
The
can't,
link is in chat.
the link is in chat. I will check it out. Um, this is, an example on from Facebook. And I'm gonna see if I can get this started and get you onto showing Facebook. Share that. Okay, so this is the um okay. Hang on. Okay, so these folks are in the Himalayas. This looks like a rescue team. And this is a wild snow leopard. Okay. So wild snow leopards walk up to human beings to get scratched and cuddled and so they can purr. Yeah, isn't that so adorable? And so that it leads the human beings up to its mother who is on a ledge. And the mother snow leopard is stuck on the ledge. Now, if anybody knows anything about snow leopards, there's nothing about this that could possibly be real. Okay. Um, the baby would have come to the human being and clawed its face off and probably eaten its face. The mother has never been stuck on anything in her life. They don't get they live on ledges, but they goes further. So he rappels down the mountain. Oh, and she this is sad. I mean, it's really sad because there are people. You should read the comments. This got 21,000 up views. Okay. You should read some of the comments I'll share with you. But here, so she stands there with her claws retracted while he attaches a harness to her. How patient she is. And then she's dangling and not, oh, Now, I'd like to find each one of these people and slap the shit out of them. It's just that they don't exist. They don't have an address. Oh, she's so happy to be rescued. The kitten is so happy to be there. The people are just so happy to be lined up in the right shot. Ah, okay, so let me see if I can, whoops, find the comments. Someone is putting these up. I am in favor of that. But the next view after that is, thank you for rescuing the mother snow leopard with a heart. Beautiful. Um, um, where can you find the tame snow leopards and train them for the film? Okay. I'm so this is stop this one. This is really bad. Okay, I mean this is amazingly bad. This one is good. Okay, this is this is an innovative, fun way to do to use AI to create something. Okay, the strangest flea market. Oh, you weren't able to see that. Okay, so here we go.
What do you sell here at the market?
I sell fried food. Ecco qua. Buon appetito.
Um, that's yarn.
What are you selling here?
I sell the pettiest of curses. I sell tuxedos. I've got the Lloyd and the Harry. Kto tu sprowadza? Mam świeży towar. Yeah, they're a little spicy.
I sell information. What would you like to know?
What do you sell here at the market?
Okay, chill. Now, even that is going to get a downvote from me, and I will encourage you to do the same because it doesn't say in the description AI. This is AI generated. Now, they'll probably say that immediately because they're not trying to sell that as something that's reality. Dr. Grace is probably going to fight back. And we are going to be focused on bringing that level of reality to this. Now, I don't know what the result is going to be. Maybe it's going to be me and five or 10 other people. It's not going to turn into a campaign and so be it. Or maybe we exercise some discipline and actually turn this into a movement. And maybe it has the kind of effect that we want. I actually think that, I don't know, I don't know anyone who formed or runs YouTube, but I would actually like to think that they would like to keep their algorithm clean and not cluttered with garbage. So we'll find out, won't we? I'm thinking about that in terms of Gandhi and the Salt March. When he started out, he had no idea how many people would participate. He had no idea what the effect of it would be. The initial effect was interesting. The British government said, let them make salt. We don't care. And then there's hundreds of thousands of people who are on the seashore making salt, and then they try to shut it down, and then they realize that they can't, and then they uh, they keep going. So um, so I'm hoping that we have an effect. I'm also thinking about Dr. Ariaratne in Sri Lanka with taking his students out to the Untouchables village to do Shramadana, which shared labor work with them. The first time he took 20 or 30 students out, within a month, there's 10,000 people volunteering to help people who are not as fortunate as they were. There was this deep desire to connect at that level. I'm also going to be suggesting to some of my conservative friends that they get behind this also, because the truth isn't right or left. There are blatant examples of lying on the right. They're equally blatant examples of lying on the left. Because you want to hear the lie doesn't mean it's not a lie. When we find that something is lying, and I may be able to find this in the next few seconds here, I know I know what folder it's in. I just don't know what I called this. Um, I'm still working on it. It would help if I actually labeled this stuff. well. Okay, I'm in the subfolder. I'm not okay. Um, I'm um, finding all sorts. This is okay. It's actually it's well labeled inflammatory leftist video. How about that? And it's
Did you know you can now get deported for having this picture on your phone? It just happened to a Norwegian tourist
Stop.
after ICE agents went through his phone, found the pic,
Stop.
threw him against
I
the
can't
wall,
even
and
see the
strip searched.
stop button on this guy. Okay. Let's slow him down. And that's actually one of the things that happens. And it's interesting that you can't control this. He either runs at full speed ahead or I can't get to the controls. I mean, that this is actually one of the things that lets you know that something's going on. I can't. Okay. It looks like it's put together. Mhm. Okay. I may have some control over it now. And let me get him lined up for you so that when like once I turn it on, I can't turn it off. Or it's difficult to turn off. And here we go.
Did you know you can now get deported for having this picture on your phone? It just happened to a Norwegian tourist after ICE agents went through his phone, found the pic, threw him against the wall, and strip searched him. A Columbia student from Australia was deported after ICE demanded to know his personal views in the war in Gaza and forced him to show every single picture on his phone, including his own dick pic that was in a hidden folder. Last week, ICE agents tackled and arrested a 37-year-old American citizen who's getting his doctorate at Claremont just because he filmed the unmasked agents rounding up Home Depot workers here in LA. There was the viral footage of a landscaper in Santa Ana pinned down by ICE agents who kept punching him in the head after using pepper spray on his face. The guy turned out to be the father of 3 U.S. Marines with no criminal record. There's another Marine veteran whose wife was taken from him and their newborn
Look
baby.
at the
She was full
speed that
A
he's
6-year-old girl in
talking
Chicago
and not
who's essentially
giving
been
you a
orphaned
chance
after
to
her mother
look
moved
at
to
any of
York.
this
And maybe the
stuff.
most horrific
These
story, a woman in
pictures,
Tennessee who had just found out she and her American citizen husband were having a boy when ICE rounded her up, threw her in a Louisiana detention center, forced her to sleep on the floor, and refused to give her prenatal care. Even though she kept telling them she was starving and having stomach pains, she miscarried and gave birth to her stillborn baby while her legs were shackled and was deported to Guatemala after that. The Trump official most responsible for all this is Stephen Miller, arguably the most powerful person in the government after the president. Miller is the one who reportedly came up with the idea to invoke the Alien Enemies Act to round up people without due process. Wants to get rid of our constitutional right to make sure the government can't lock us up for no reason. He's the one who threatened to fire ICE officials if they didn't start arresting at least
I try to
3,000 people a
control
day,
this
even if they don't have any
video.
criminal record, which is now true for most of the
I
200,000 people who've been detained this year. Wall Street Journal just
I
reported that
can't
even
even
people who work at the
find
White
the
House with
off
Miller are
button
alarmed at what he's doing. And that Trump
anymore.
himself has given Miller shit for being, quote, too happy about deportations. That's right. Donald Trump. We also learned this week that he owns a couple $100,000 worth of stock in the company,
So
which has a
hit the
huge
stop
government
button.
contract.
It doesn't work. This is really deeply manipulative when you get into things where you can't control the advertisements that are coming your way, or you can't control this guy here the off buttons just disappear around him. Um, I now again, I don't know where you are on any of these issues. Most of what he says did not ever happen. And I don't know if you're on TikTok, maybe you know who that is, but I don't know that this is a real human being or not. If Dr. Evelyn Grace is not a real human being, what makes him one? Um, I don't know how to get this off of my screen. I'm just going to shut down the media player altogether. But that's how it impacts us. We need to be able to take a step back and say, who is this? Where's he based? Who funds him? Is he a real human being? I want to ask him some questions. I can't find a comment section for him because that video is so invasive. It does, the common buttons just don't work anymore. Again, regardless of content, it's on the hit list and it gets a down vote until someone says this is a real human being and this is real content. Say one more thing, and then I think we're going to be wrapping up for the evening. I'm sending you two. Well, I'm going to put them in your chat box right now. There's less of a likelihood you're going to turn me off. I don't know. Maybe you're looking forward to turning me off. I don't know. Okay, so the first thing I'm putting in your chat box is this one about where's the chat box? Right there. Um, uh, um, okay. This one says AI attempted murder to avoid shutdown. And it is, this is the link. Okay, and the next one, that's not the next one I want to show you. The next one I wanted to show you was, this one I haven't looked at all the way through, and I don't want to share anything with you that has any where there's any question involved. This other one, let me check out my history real quick. This is very well stated.
How do you know if the YouTube video you just posted is not fake?
let me answer that in a second, since I got my finger right on the other one here, and I want to get this up. Uh, and this one is called AI Slop is Killing Our Channel. And this is that link. Okay. Um, um, how do I know that the one that says AI attempted murder to avoid shutdown, how do I know that's not fake? Um, uh, there's the markers that I use are, have I seen this person before? Have I seen their work before? Number two, do they look and act like a real human being? Meaning, uh, do they move? Do they blink? Do their eyes track the way that human beings' eyes track? Is this the way that a human being actually acts and looks? Is there research on the screen and can you check it? Now, I have to say, I just got this in the last day or so. So I haven't gone and looked at all of the links of the references to that he uses, but he's pointing to people and he's quoting them, and he's putting their quote up there, so you know that it's them saying these things, and you can check. I mean, like I can go and say, this person that he calls the godfather of AI, is that a known person? Does he say things like that, etc.? So so that's how you know. Um, is that going to be enough in the future? No. We're going to have to develop some muscle for us to be able to spot it. I can spot AI. Like, Dr. Evelyn Grace had me fooled for 2 whole minutes. But I can spot AI within 15 seconds to 2 minutes. And there's just something wrong about it. And the wrongness is not in your eyes, the wrongness is in your heart, how this person is responding to you. This is an interesting question, because I was uh, good. Where the hell was I? Somewhere in the middle of the country. It wasn't East Coast or West Coast, so somewhere in the middle. And I was doing a talk, and there was someone else on the talk with me, and that person had the floor, and I was listening to them, and what they were saying was reasonable, and there was something wrong. And I kept listening. And I knew there was something wrong, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And I kept thinking to myself, this person isn't human. There's nothing. And again, this is before AI, and I'm live with this person. I'm looking at them, and there was something off about their entire behavior, how they were talking, where they were looking, how they were interacting. Um, uh, um, there was a time for us to interact with each other, and I said something that was Kind of jokey. You know that I tell jokes while I am I'm doing my work here. And everybody in the room laughed except that person. They did not crack a smile. There was no connection that I had said anything. Now, I don't know what was going on with that person. I can make some guesses. Um, they may have been on um, the word Alzheimer's is coming to me, and that's not the right word I'm looking for. I'm looking for another A word. Um, Autism. Um, they may have been somewhere on the autism spectrum. Um, if so, they were very eloquent. They were talkative, etc. And there was something not present. And um, so those are just some of the things that I use to spot the place where my um, uh, things are off. Um, if you show me a picture of a wild snow leopard walking up to human beings on a Himalayan path, I don't need to see much more, you know? I mean, um, um, and I recommend the Kurzgesagt video. Is done in cartoon form. That's the form they've been using for the last 5, 10 years or so. They are very reliable. They deeply research the stuff that they talk about. Um, I disagree with them greatly from time to time, but that doesn't stop them from being deeply thought out, deeply researched. I just disagree with you. And what they spot as AI slop is stuff that I have negatively reacted to myself, um, of changing, very subtly changing the narrative, very subtly changing the direction and focus of things. And so these two I recommend that you check out. And I am um, hoping that they will support. Um, uh, I'll be looking for support from various um, producers that use AI. I've actually had conversation with the woman that did the first thing, the fantastic animals that look like they're made out of yarn. She does some really amazing stuff, and I'm in favor of this stuff. So, and she's in favor of letting folks know that I'm using AI in my artwork. I mean, that's it, you know. And I'm going to say to her, can you make sure you put the word AI in your description? And she does that. She not only does that, tells you exactly what program she's using, whether it's Keyframe or Mindscape or whatever, and how she's combining them now. A little too much information for me, but I'm glad she is being absolutely crystal clear with her work as opposed to Dr. Evelyn Grace, who doesn't exist. No, there may be a woman named Dr. Evelyn Grace, that she may be a doctor. She may be, you know, 20 feet tall with horns. I don't know. I just know that that image that's on the screen is not it, you know, and is being put to me as it, and therefore you're lying to me, and therefore I don't react to that well. Okay. I am going to react to really well to us wrapping things up here. I promise that we're going to get this link thing right. Next, oh, we didn't even talk about this. Next Tuesday, I will be here, but so will Ilarion McCureliff, and he and I are going to do something together. Not identified yet, but it's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to doing that with him. For those of you who have done something with Ilarion before, great. And if not, you're in for a treat. And you are invited to our daily meditation in the morning. I know some of you find that difficult. And next Thursday morning, we will have our weekly meditation in the morning. And look forward to your participation. Unless there's any other, no, actually there is no, I'm going to declare there are no other comments that need to be made at this point in time. I'm looking forward to our further connections down the road. This this talk I'm going to edit and I'm going to have available on the I'll be sending out to people who are on the Commonway mailing list. Thank you for tonight, and I look forward to our further connections and participation. Talk to you later. Bye. See you. Bye.